But you're kind of a riff machine, also.
I just wrote the runner.
I did too.
I wrote.
He can't stop. He can't stop. And look at JC here.
I wrote the.
I'm just looking at him going, really? Yeah, let's play the next song.
Yeah. What is he doing? How long am I just going to stand here rocking?
He goes, we can't play that song anymore. Someone's going to steal it.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
But JC, what do you think of Danko's ability to create strong rock riffs?
Oh, it's great. It's just amazing sometimes just this, how a song will just come in a second for him. And it'll just be the lyric and the melody and just out of the blue.
Yeah.
So
can you get inspiration anywhere?
No. What do you mean, like?
No, but can you get the inspiration for riffs just having a guitar, just playing?
If he just has a guitar in a room, he can just play it.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't think he's waiting for the skies to be blue and the stars to be
No,
out.
no.
He's not that kind of and this morning he woke up smelling the flowers of jasmine.
But if you
had...
had...
He's not along. He doesn't...
It's not like
he
that.
He doesn't care. It's like, wow, I got internet. Oh, looks at some pornography.
Actually.
Yep.
But if you get a guitar, you can easily come up with a riff. Sort of, you have a special skills.
I mean, it's
great to say that.
It's whether or not it's good is another thing.
Hey, but the atmosphere has to be right, though.
The atmosphere couldn't be more right, guys. You're among friends.
Oh my God.
You're among friends.
Oh,
Danko.
Acoustic guitars are lame. I don't play acoustic guitars.
Hey, but you got that mic
riff
set there
machine.
Yeah.
And now you're up for.
I feel like James Taylor.
You're up for a kind of a little.
What do you want me to do?
Here.
You're gonna write a song about
barely play our own music.
Taking orders.
I want you to create some kind of a riff, and I want you to sort of feel like the God or Jesus of rock and roll, coming down and sort of blessing the riff. It's got to be the mother of all riffs. No pressure here. No pressure.
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure. I mean,
especially the way you look with that microphone on.
Yeah.
Too. Do you want fries with that?
Yeah, this only makes me play like
a milkshake?
Major chords.
Okay, let's see.
I can't really do. I don't
try,
really do
man.
Why do you have tape on here?
It's not my guitar. I know. It's weird. I noticed it too.
Yeah.
So they know the frets.
But that's why there's black dots, and he's got the tape on the black where the black dots are.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I can't do that.
Try just a little bit.
I really can't. That's not how I write.
No, it doesn't work for the rock and roll Jesus. No, it doesn't work. You have to do better, Danko.
No, I can't. This isn't really how I do it.
Try, man.
I'll just write Wild Thing over and over again. I can't really.
He liked that one.
All right, cool. It's yours. I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, can you?
But when I can take that one.
Okay.
But when Danko writes a strong riff, that's when your job comes in, right?
I go, that's cool.
No, but I've heard
really
that you
job. I go,
that you organize it and you put the bits and pieces together. And
well, we do that together. I mean, we're always like for Below the Belt, we did that in a room together, pretty much for the whole record, and even before that. So we just get together in a room and
kind of do it together.
Yeah.
We'll leave that subject now. Yeah. Kind of awkward. Yeah. For a Canadian band, you have an extremely strong bond to Sweden. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How did that happen? You have a Swedish record company.
Label, yeah. From Lund, and basically Bad
Taste Records.
Bad Taste Records, coolest name ever. Mm-hmm. And they got in touch with us, and they're one of the few labels that expressed interest in wanting to put out a record. And so we did, and because we're loyal guys, we're still working with them.
Yeah.
So it's been over 10 years that we've been putting out records on Bad Taste and been able to come to Sweden and whatnot. So.
But Swedes love you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, you're often described as our favorite band, Danko Jones, and that stuff. What do you like about Sweden?
I mean, the clubs.
Perhaps you should start with what you don't like.
No, I know it's what we don't like is not a whole lot of stuff. I mean, the clubs are great. Everywhere we play is great. The music festivals. I mean, in the past there's been Hultsfred, but now it hasn't been so good the last few years. I guess they went through some troubles. But I mean, the summer festivals are great. Metal Town in Gothenburg has been amazing, like the last few years, and we have so many friends that are in bands that are from Sweden. Such a strong music culture in Sweden, and yeah, I mean the people that gave us our first chance, in a way, that's how I look at it. The Bad Taste are here, so it's been great.
But when you came to Sweden first to play for us, you kind of tried to, or you even succeeded to bribe your way into our hearts with beer.
We brought that from Germany.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could buy a beer for 10 kronor. Yeah, just
10
to
kronor?
show up at the show. 10 kronor. After 10 o'clock, it's 25 kronor.
I know. It worked. It was packed.
Yeah. I can imagine.
We were wondering, like, why are we stopping in Germany? We're buying all this beer.
Yeah.
We're going to throw a party.
You did like us Swedes. You're almost Swedish, you know. We always stop in Germany to buy beer.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's so expensive here.
We learned before even coming to Sweden.
Yeah.
We learned that you stop in Germany to buy beer.
This is what you gotta do.
Oh,
Yeah.
what kind of backwards country are we driving to when they got to go to another country to buy beer?
Yeah, it's kind
Then
of.
we realized it was cheaper in Germany. We're
Oh.
like, ah.
Let's enjoy this video for a little while.
Now I might not be the flashiest dresser in the room, and I might not know how to look a girl in the eye. I might not have the right pickup lines, but I'll tell you what I got. You see, when I was growing up, I got the inside scoop. I used to watch all the older fellas work down the block. That's right, when they used to work, I used to watch, and when I watched, I learned the lover call, baby. If you wanna do it right, up and down, side to side, baby, we can do it for a night. Don't hold me back.
It's kind of a milestone in your career, isn't it? That song.
Yeah, it did. It's done well for us. And that video, I think, was nominated for some sort of Juno Award back home or something.
It felt really, really fresh when it came.
When it came
like
out, yeah.
Kind of mind-blowing. What is...
Yeah,
what's this
I
cool
remember the
band?
director saying, well, we want to do this kind of special effect, and
Yeah, it was
us not really
crazy
understanding, but
post thing that they were using. Some new program was called Volcano. I don't know. Now
No.
they're using it, and I don't know.
Now
But you
it's
were kind of
old hat.
pioneers with the Volcano program.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Great. Tell us about the fantastic bass riff.
I just
The
played it. I
origin.
just played it, and he said, "Oh, that's cool. Just keep playing it." That's pretty much how it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Just when you rehearsed, or
Yeah, I just played it, and then we just played it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
How fast did the song happen? How fast did you write it?
Maybe 5 minutes or something.
yeah. That was that. Well, that one was really fast.
Yeah, we just did it, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then
That-
you did the lick on that.
Yeah, I did it. I think I did it.
The first take.
Yeah, the first. Yeah, pretty much.
The Born a Lion album, I understand, has meant a lot to you. Is that the album that the other albums always get compared with?
Yeah, it is. Over the years, and now it's 11 years old. So the 10-year
Is it
anniversary
tiring,
came
sort
and
of,
went.
hearing
No,
about
not
it?
at all. I mean, every album we put out, there, I really can't listen to it because you just end up critiquing your own stuff and going, I wish it was like this, or you can't. Everybody does that, but taking a step back, I'm very proud of the songs on it. Yeah, and it was a pretty intense record to do, but it was fun. It was fun to do. We had a good time.
It's a great album. I'm going to start up the next topic with this little clip.
Your first drummer was
He died in a bizarre gardening accident.
and he was replaced by
Stumpy Joe. Eric Stumpy Joe Childs.
and what happened to Stumpy Joe?
The official explanation was he choked on vomit.
It was actually someone else's vomit.
During the Flower People period, who was your drummer?
Stumpy's replacement, Peter James Bond, he also died in mysterious circumstances. He exploded on stage.
Yeah. What is it with you guys and drummers?
I have no idea.
We just have to. I mean, after you watch Spinal Tap, you just have to. You figure out that's real life, and you imitate it.
But it's a 3-piece band. It's not that many wills that have to compromise.
Well, in a way, that's partly the reason too, is because with 3 guys, there isn't it's just the 3 of us in a room together all the time. Whereas if there was 5 or 6 people, there'd be a lot more people to kind of veer off and stay away from or hang out with. So it's just the 3.
How many drummers have you had?
I think we're on our 7th drummer now. But we've been around for 18 years. A lot of bands have 3 or 4 different member changes, and they've only been around for 5 years.
Yeah, but still 7 drummers, the same position. Are you so
crazy.
hard to handle, you guys?
Yeah, it's
so
it's funny
difficult.
because the people from behind the scenes, they're shaking their head like we are too. They don't get it either. If you see it from the outside, I can see how it can be kind of odd.
Yeah.
But without going into too much dirt and airing dirty laundry, it blows my mind too in a way. I'm just like, fuck, this is crazy.
But it must be again rehearsing the new guy again and again and again.
Yeah, I mean that's well, let's see. Damon Richardson, who's on Born a Lion, he was in the band for 5 years.
Yeah. That's
and then
quite a while.
His replacement was Dan Cornelius. He was in the band for 5.5 years.
Yeah.
5 years, or vice versa. So in 10 years, we had 2 different drummers. But yeah, I don't know what it is about drummers and us. I mean, we haven't had that much luck. I don't know what to say. I hesitate to talk about them when they're not here to defend themselves.
Yeah,
And
I understand that. You don't
Rich
have.
is here, man.
Yeah.
we have
Where is he? Where's your drummer?
our new drummer is.
Where's the new
somewhere
drummer? Raise a hand. Where are
He
you?
left.
He left.
He left.
He couldn't take it. There he is. Yeah. How are the guys? Can you understand why the other drummers left?
He's cutting in. I don't know what to tell you. It's been a thing where our drummers are changed, but we've kept the same crew, we've kept the same label for over a decade. So a lot of people go, "Oh, you guys must be hard to be with and hard to work with." Well, then why are we with the same people behind the scenes for over a decade?
Yeah.
Our booking agent, everything from our manager, our booking agent, to our label, to some of our crew guys have been with us for years. And when I mean shaking my head, I mean we're all collectively kind of shaking our head, going like, "What the fuck?" And so it's not as if there's one person, behind the scenes who's just like impossible to deal with, because I kind of think we're pretty easygoing guys when you cross that line with us and cross into the kind of the inner circle. Everything's kind of on an even keel, an even level. But I really don't get how it's naturally people are gonna kind of focus on that, but I can't tell you without dishing the dirt, and I can't dish the dirt if they're not here to defend themselves. I feel,
of course,
it's unfair to them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Trust
you
me,
don't have
I
to go
fucking
into
want to. Are you applauding the fact that I want to dish the dirt but can't?
Yeah,
that's what I just said.
Absolutely. The Swedes love the dirt.
Yeah. I'd love to, but I can't.
No. But Danko, I'd say that you have a lot in common with this person.
Spinal Tap?
Nothing happens.
A dartboard?
This wasn't supposed to happen.
Do you have to reboot
I had
your
such a
computer?
funny thing going.
You have
Darn.
to reboot your computer?
No. It can be kind of lame sometimes. No, we'll have to do it without. I had this fantastic picture of John Michael Thor. You know Thor? The Viking rocker with the big muscles.
We played a show with Thor.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, we played this show.
He was traveling in a small van, poor guy. He can't inflate the water bottle anymore.
There he is. Great. There he is.
And he's from
Thor,
Canada.
welcome. Yeah, he's from Canada. And yeah.
Yes, Vancouver.
And that was the thing with the self-inflicted injuries.
Oh,
That
yeah,
you've always suffered because he can't blow up the hot water bottle. As you said, he's had
back
bricks
problems,
laid on him on stage, and they had sort of the drunk promoter come up with a sledgehammer, just crashing in the sledgehammer into his ribs and stuff, the ribs sticking out. That's not you, but
No.
I'm thinking about.
I got a mantra that I say to myself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's hard to watch.
In the afternoon, and I'm gonna tell it to everybody here tonight. This heart gets stronger, this skin gets thicker, this mouth gets louder. This heart gets stronger, this skin gets
That's
thicker.
Franz Hogland. That's Franz.
What's the deal here, Danko?
Well, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I know, and we all can understand why. The question is why you started.
I don't know. It's just to get everybody's attention in the crowd, and a lot of those were. I think it started like when we were either opening for a band or we were at a festival, and it wasn't our crowd, so that was a way of like getting everyone's attention, and it did. It got everybody's attention, and so 3 slaps turned into 9. And you don't know, like when you don't know the adrenaline that's running through you. So, what you think is a light tap is actually a really hard slap.
Almost punching yourself out.
You can't feel it because you get so much adrenaline going through your body that your body doesn't feel it. So you do that, 9 times a night over the course of, a 30-day tour or 20-day tour or whatever. That's, I don't know how many slaps that is, but that's a lot. And over the course of a few years, it takes its toll.
You almost lost your sight on one eye.
My retina detached, and it happened while we were on a festival tour in Holland. It was in Holland. We were, and I just started getting like, it was painless, which is the scariest thing. So it's just like white light was just like flashing, and I thought it was because I was really, really just stressed out and tired. And luckily, someone just like insisted I go to the doctor. Thank God, because we had a show that night. The night I went to the eye doctor, and I was in the hospital. I wasn't in the hospital that night, but I was told that I have to go for surgery, so I can't do anything. I had to lie on one side of my body because the liquid in your eye, I don't know, some of that. Yeah. So you have to like kind of lie there. So that I was lying like in this position for 2 or 3 days before the operation. And so.
What did you tell the doctor? What did you do? I hit myself.
Yeah, I had to. I mean, I had to tell him what I do for a living and stuff. He was pretty
You're
cool.
not a boxer. You're a musician, and you're hitting yourself.
Yeah. He was a really good doctor.
It's really common with hockey players. They said this. That type of.
I was really relieved when I was going through it. Actually, another Toronto Maple Leaf went through it around the same time. Darcy Tucker. He had one too. So because I was really worried because it was just all like old people who get it. So I was just like, what the fuck's going on with me? And then when I heard that Darcy Tucker had just gotten, it was detached retina. That's what it was.
How is it now? What's the status in the eye now?
I try not to think about it because it scares the hell out of me.
Sorry.
Because it's a buckle that's wrapped around your eye. Nothing healed. They just wrap a buckle around it, so if the buckle goes undone, you got to go through the whole process again, which I really don't want to do.
No.
So in order not to do it, I don't slap myself. I have to go check on the buckle, every 6 months, whatever. So, yeah, I just get really scared every time I have to go to the optometrist or the eye surgeon, because I don't know what they're gonna say, but that's always in the back of my head. Going,
it's like a horror movie thing, with the knives and the New York Ripper and the.
I had fucking forks put in my eyes, like when the doctor's going and he has a fork, and you're like, well, I'm not at the dentist. So yeah, but whatever, you live through it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
But now over to something that fascinates me deeply.
What he's thinking
now,
about.
I'm not going to start off.
Listen.
Maybe I should tell you what kind of man Danko Jones is. He sweats blood, and he always knows who his friends are.
Here's the intel we have on your mark. His name is Dr. Lee Dorian.
And sources say he's done what no one thought possible.
Nacho, yeah.
Dorian seems to think he's above consequence. You boys are gonna show him the error of his ways.
Gentlemen, please take care of our guests.
Doing everything we can.
It's not enough. Try harder. Try a lot harder.
I'm not gonna lie to you. These boys are a rough bunch. They'll be the ones running for their lives.
Let's have some fun, shall we? Where is Danko?
He's got his time. He's got his place.
Help me help him.
Let's go to work, boys. Gotta do a little bit of reminiscing on the days that just gone by. They say don't look back, but I take things in stride. Everybody wanna minimize, they wanna change, it can't be undone. I can see it's a recipe that I was least just a fun.
That's a great story. You'll have to tell me again in the next life.
That's so cool. It feels like sort of a childhood dream to come true for you guys. Was it like that?
Yes,
Tell us the story about this.
Well, it wasn't calculated at all.
We were flying down to Texas to do this. I think it was either South by Southwest or some other show. And on the plane, we were thinking about doing a video for
South by Southwest.
So it was South by Southwest. So we were thinking about doing a video for. We were going to do a video for Full of Regret with a friend of ours from Toronto. And then once we got to Denver, I told him, I go, look, we should ask the Diamonds if they're up for it.
Because they had already reached out to us.
They reached out to us.
Yeah.
These two identical twin brothers who directed the whole.
So at the Denver airport, I texted him, and I think I talked with him. And then by the time we landed in Austin, they already had all these ideas and what to do. So they pretty much, they're like, yeah, so Elijah's going to do it. And we're like, what?
Yeah, Frodo's going to do it?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so you guys are going to do the video. So then that's it. And then
Ralph Macchio?
Yeah.
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid.
Yeah.
That was great. With
that
Ralph
was that was through.
Yeah,
we knew we didn't have any connection.
Well, that basically with Ralph Macchio, his kid played the NHL 11 game where we had our song on it, and he told, "Yeah, Dad, they're cool. You should be in their video."
Okay, great.
So with the Diamonds, the Josh and Jason who did that trilogy and all those videos, they're friends with Elijah, and it was years ago they told us that they turned Elijah on to our band. So we kind of knew that there was a Elijah Wood connection. It wasn't a name that was like out of the blue. But with Ralph Macchio, when we went for a pre-production meeting for the second video, which was Had Enough, I think, right? It was a joke during the first video, like going like, how do we top this video? We have Elijah Wood, Selma Blair, Lemmy Kilmister, and Mike Watt in the video. How do we top it? And then it was just started getting to be a joke, like just saying, we've got to get fucking Ralph. We've got to get the Karate Kid's the only way to top this. It was a joke.
Yeah.
And so when we met for a pre-production meeting, we were like, "No, seriously, can we really do this? Can we?"
And then
really
then the Diamonds were like, "We're gonna reach out to his people," and he did, and then he said yes.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I will let this out of the bag. I also wanted to get, like, once we got Machio, I'm like, fuck, can we get Lando Calrissian from Empire Strikes Back? Billy D. Williams? I honestly said that. I was like, can we get Billy D. Williams in on it? I wanted to get Billy D.
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't work out.
But it's 3 videos with the story running through them
and
all together.
I mean, the first
and there are lines in the videos also, so you kind of, you know, mutilate the songs just a little bit.
Yeah, like a lot of people, I read all the comments while we were uploading these videos, and a lot of people were going, "I don't understand the story. This isn't making sense." Well, the story is we got to shoot with Lemmy and Ralph Macchio, and we don't give a fuck about the story. We're driving around in cars, running away from Elijah Wood shooting at us. What's part of the story do you not understand?
But you really have a special something. You have movie star qualities, both of you. You have that look. It's great.
Maybe JC. I don't know.
Yeah. No. Would you like to become actors or make a movie?
The
if you got
funniest
the
was
opportunity?
with Ralph Macchio. We had the scene where we were supposed to, like, I was supposed to punch him.
Yeah.
So right before the camera come, he goes, "Have you done this before?" I go, "No, man. I did this lots of times. Here, let me tell you how to do it." I'm like, "Oh, this is amazing." So then
did you start with the wax on, wax off stuff?
He told me, and then he's like, "You're totally gonna tell your friends you kicked my ass." I'm like, action. He was so nice, and like, it was great to hear his stories. And I mean, we just had lunch with him. The whole crew had lunch with him, and he was just telling us stories about, you know.
But if eventually there was to be a motion picture about the band Danko Jones, this is a little twist or little game of the mind. Who would play your characters? And I have something to show you here, and you have to pick 1 out of 3 duos to play you in this, and I want to hear why.
Okay, sure.
So just roll along here.
It's a long
Bud Spencer and Terence Hill.
Bud Spencer and Terence Hill. Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone. And we have Turner and Hooch. Yep.
So Bud Spencer
I want to hear you
was
reason amongst each others here.
Was Bud Spencer and Terence Hill, was that popular in Canada or not? No. It was mostly in... do you know those two first actors? No, it's mostly
they
in
were
Europe.
really popular in Sweden.
Yeah, well, they're Italian actors.
Yeah.
They're both Italian, and all the movies they did were dubbed.
Yeah.
And that's not their real names. They just decided to call themselves Bud Spencer and Terence Hill, the most American names you can get. And they did all these spaghetti western comedies.
Yeah, but it worked. And Miami Super Cops.
Yeah.
I love that one. But which duo would you pick? Which one would be you?
Well, I'd probably choose Tango and Cash.
Yeah. Tango and Cash.
Can I be Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, because I want to be.
The Friends. Oh,
I love
coming along so nicely in the band. All the problems solved already. Why? Why are those two?
Rocky, man. He made Rocky the best
movie
ever.
She was hot 4 years ago.
Yeah, and Escape from New York.
Yeah, and Big Time.
Just
Big Trouble. I mean,
just for us to know here, if you would have picked Turner and Hooch, Tom Hanks and Hooch, which one of you would have been portrayed by Hooch, you think?
Who's Hooch? The dog?
The dog, yeah. The other one is Tom
I
Hanks.
would be Hooch. I want to be Hooch too.
Both want to be Hooch.
I want to be Tom Hanks.
Oh, you're going to be in the same band forever, I promise you. Oh. And you recently came out with the book. Tell us about this book.
Well, in the bottom left corner, Stuart Berman wrote it. He put it together. It was his baby. He worked on it, and he
approached you with the idea?
No, we approached him. He had done a similar book on Broken Social Scene, which is another band from Toronto, and they, I'm friends with some of those guys, and I just thought, well, Broken have been around for like half the time we've been around for. And I read the book, and I just didn't think there was nothing against Stuart, but I just thought, well, our story is a little deeper and a little longer. and it can involve a lot more people, despite the fact that they're a collective, and we're just a three-piece. So JC and I talked about it, and I talked to Stuart about it, and he wasn't very enthused about it. As much as he's been a booster for the band over the years, he wasn't really too excited about the idea. And then he started to think about it, and he said as well that when he realized, the kind of the dichotomy of the band in different places and just how we're seen completely differently depending on where you are in the world, he thought that was a very interesting idea, an interesting project to take on.
How honest is it?
It's as honest as you could possibly be. It's an oral history, so it's close to 80 people were interviewed, so you'd have to ask them if their quotes are as honest as they remember it. But from our perspective, I only wanted it to be as honest as we could possibly be, because we were trying to reach out to even more people who were like disgruntled parties who we'd kind of clashed with or run into over the years, and some of them agreed to participate, which I actually kind of think was a great way to mend a burnt bridge, and others didn't return emails and refused. And I don't mind telling you who they were, because they can go fuck themselves.
And some people were like,
fucked us over twice.
Give us a name.
Eugene Hutz from Go-Go Bordello, Chaos, which is a rapper from Toronto. They didn't want to participate in it. It was like, like old members especially were approached very cautiously, and Stuart was strategically chosen because he's friends with all these people, including Eugene and all that. He writes for Pitchfork, so there's this kind of esteemed median that he rides, and plus in the Toronto scene with all our old drummers, they all respect Stuart, and they all like him, and they all feel safe with him telling their story. He's not gonna, just because it's under our umbrella, he's not gonna turn it around or spin it to make us look better. I'm like, just air out all the fucking dirt you want, boys. And with Stuart at the helm, they knew that they could. So old members, like Gavin Brown and Damon Richardson, they dished as much dirt as they could on us. And
was it hard
nothing
to read?
was censored.
Was it hard to read the dirt?
It was hard to read to not get mad. And I actually wrote some rebuttals, and I gave them to Stuart, and I go, fuck, you here's my rebuttal to this fucking quote. And, there are some things that I wrote that he said, I'm not going to put that in there. It's not fair, or whatever. So he had the last say. It was his story. And he, at the end of the day, it might be our book, but he also has to look at all those people in the face too. And they're his friends as well.
He balanced it.
So it was really strategic. We just didn't just pick a writer out of the blue. Damon and Stuart are friends. So when Damon's going to talk shit about us, he knows that his words aren't going to get twisted around. They're going to be told as truthfully as possible. Same with Gavin, so they felt safe enough to do that.
When you're not writing music, when you're not on tour and stuff, and when you're not blogging, you have a podcast, and you write chronicles.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
is that the newest issue?
Yeah, the newest issue. Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, the Lulu album.
That's probably waiting for me at home.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But the question is, what are you doing when he's so busy, JC?
I like to hang out.
Drink your beer and hang with friends.
Beer. If I can go fishing, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, JC's more of an outdoorsman, and I'm more of an indoorsman. That's just how it goes.
A lot of fish on your mind right now.
Yeah, I love going fishing.
Yeah, he's been trying to go to a restaurant here. What's it called?
SJO Baden? Showbaden?
Sjöboden. Sjöbaren är det, dit ska gå. Yeah. Yeah. And you went
there. I went there in the summertime a few times, and I had fisksoppa.
Yeah, fisksoppa.
And hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be open tonight, but we might go by
Okay. Let's kind of wrap things up. We have one last clip here. I'm just showing it because I think it's so powerful and lovely.
Wow. That's Vaken.
Well, that backdrop's huge, but it looks tiny on that stage.
It is huge.
Tack.
Thanks.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Before you guys came on stage here, we amused ourselves with a little quiz. And folk och fe. Priserna. Vi har ju priser.
The prizes.
The prizes, yes. He's learning
Jag förstår lite, va?
Yeah. Great.
How do you say in Gothenburg? Det var alla roligt.
Exactly.
Det var alla pris.
Now he's the genius, not you.
Hey, he is.
Vi har en signerat ex utav den här Danko Jones-boken. Vi har ett signerat ex utav den senaste skivan Rock and Roll is Black and Blue. Och vi har ett signerat ex utav DVD:n Bring on the Mountain. Och nu ska vi se om vi kan få fram dem som har alla rätt. Är det några som har alla rätt här? Alla rätt. Det var många som hade alla rätt. Shit, pommes frites. Och lite frågor här också. I asked the audience some questions also. Asked them to write them down, so perhaps we'll go through a couple. Jag hoppas att ni har tagit i ordentligt nu, för det här kan bli skoj. Då ska vi se, alltså den som får sin lapp dragen här får välja ett utav priserna. Så är det. Först till kvarn alltså.
First question.
Ska vi se, if you can pick one first to win.
No, not that guy.
No. What is the most bizarre thing that happened to you during a show?
You can answer that now if you want to.
Can you think of something? I can't think of anything.
I know, when you're on the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, when we played that one show in the United States and there's a pregnant lady standing in front of the PA, that's very bizarre. It's the United States.
Yeah.
You know, eh? She was very, in a smoking club with standing in front of the PA. Yeah.
Weird.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, I do remember it. It was
when Dallas played Phoenix, so it was like 6 years ago. I remember the playoffs. So
Craig Young was with us.
Yeah.
We have a winner also.
Okay.
You were supposed to announce the winner.
Oh, sorry.
Here we are just talking about ourselves.
Johannes Paimsalo.
Johannes, var är du? Kom hit, kom fram.
All right.
Välj ditt pris.
Varsågod.
Skaka hand med grabbarna, det går bra.
Oh, cool. All right. Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Great. Vi glömde gå igenom vad som var rätt svar faktiskt. Det var lite dåligt. What Canadian town do you come from?
Toronto.
Toronto. Kryss där. Fråga nummer 2. You have a Swedish record label. What's the name of the label?
Bad Taste Records.
Yeah, you knew that one.
We know this stuff. Go on.
Kryss där. Nummer 3. Yeah, I'm quizzing you.
All right.
Which of the following... I hope I'm not wrong here. I will die if I'm wrong here. Which one of the following famous hard rock singers has been on a Danko Jones album? 1, Udo Dirk Schneider from Accept. Kryss, Biff Byford from Saxon. Or 2, John Garcia from Caius.
You're quizzing me, or
I'm quizzing you now. You're supposed to know this.
John Garcia.
Oh, thank you.
Although you did play in Saxon for...
I was in Saxon for
one song.
For one song.
Yeah, but I was worried that it had been on an album that would be totally wrong. Number 4, which of the following nicknames is förknippat with the singer Danko Jones? Is it Pineapple Boy, the Banana Rascal, or the Mango Kid?
I like the Banana Rascal. We should start using that one, eh?
The Mango Kid.
The Mango Kid. Och 5:an då. Vilken av följande? Which one of the following actors is in a music video with Danko Jones, Elijah Wood, David Hasselhoff, or Sacha Baron Cohen? Yeah, we all know the answer to that one.
Yeah. Elijah Wood.
Yeah. Time to pick another winner, guys. Your turn.
The question is a heart. Is it the Elm Gustafsson?
No prize for you. No question, no
Elm
prize.
Gustafsson.
Ann? Välkommen fram.
We have 2 left.
Snyggt jobbat.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last one.
You go for it, man.
All right.
You got no question?
Johan.
Johan Bengtsson. Ingen fråga där heller, men Johan, var är du?
Hey, nice to meet you.
How's it going? Hey.
Kom du inte på någon fråga?
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't.
No.
He's got no imagination. He says he's sorry.
Thank you. No, it's all right.
That's great.
Great. And now, shall we pick some questions here?
Okay, yeah,
Here are
sure.
the good ones.
These are your questions.
No, yeah, only, yeah.
All right.
Planted among the audience.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, you got to read it because it's in Swedish.
Oh, yeah, I could try.
Oh.
Danko is a really weird name. Where does it come from?
That's not nice.
Yeah. What's your name?
Yeah, it's my name.
Oh, this is your. Oh. No. I thought it was the audience.
I'm with an L. This is with an S.
Oh, okay. I was gonna call the person out. And go.
This is the insulting section.
Right. I'm not sure. I get asked that all the time, but it's just my name. That's just how it's been. So it's a really boring answer to.
Yeah, but if it's
question.
the truth, we might have to settle for that.
You want to pick?
Okay. Coolest band name? Cock Forest.
Cock Forest.
Okay. One more each.
There's a band that I saw of a show poster for today. We butter our bread with butter or something. Is that's a band, isn't it? Does anybody know that band? What do they sound like? It's a very and then there's a Swedish band, I don't know if they're around, but it Bring the Fucking Noise. What were they called? Bring me the fucking riot. Man. Comma man. It was one of those. That was
is that a band name that works in Canada? Would it work?
Yeah, Stranger stuff has worked in Canada, but
okay. Because for us Swedes, it sounds really cool, you know, to include a man at the end. Yeah. Man.
Right.
Danko Jones, man.
Yeah.
What is the name again? Bring the Riot.
Bring me the fucking riot, man. ...
That was their name. Yeah, I remember. This is the oddest name. Okay.
One more each.
All right. I think I got 2, but I'll take one. This is in Swedish.
Which music
again.
has influenced you?
It's almost a Swede. Which musician has influenced you most? Från Peter Nilsson.
The guy who wrote Happy Birthday?
Yeah. That guy. We're all striving to write a song like he wrote.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. I would say David Lee Roth. Probably.
That's a good one.
David Lee Roth, I guess.
Yeah.
What is it that influenced me or strive to be? Sorry.
No, influenced you.
That's what yeah, probably David Lee Roth, Iggy Pop, and Ian MacKaye.
Who's that?
And I'd say Gene and Paul.
Gene and Paul.
I like how you call them by their first names.
Yeah. You're Stanley with them. Stanley Eisen and Chaim.
Stanley and Chaim.
Yeah.
Stanley and Chaim.
Okay, one more, JC.
And James Osterberg.
Something about James Hetfield.
Is the resemblance with James Hetfield on stage a coincidence?
I think it might have been just because you used an Explorer guitar for a little while.
No coincidence. I am a tall white man. It's just the Explorer. I play an Explorer. Just
and there's a lot of light on you.
But I mean, I don't do I don't do that. But I think it's the Explorer and just the way that he has the mics. Like he always plays with the mic stand really low.
Yeah.
And so do I. But not because of James. It's just because of just the singing technique. The way Lemmy sings and the way Cronus sings with their necks tilted up is like, it's really hard on your throat. In fact, I don't know how Lemmy does that. It cuts off your throat. You can't. I guess that's how he can sing the way he sings. But really, you have to sing down. So I understand James is doing that because that's a technique. So that's what I do too. Over the years, I've found it very comfortable to do that.
It looks cool also, so it's a bonus.
It looks cool if you're 7 feet tall. It looks like you're trying if you're not, like me.
Okay. We have one more question.
Sure.
And it's from a fan who couldn't be here tonight, a hardcore fan. Just check out the beginning of this video. She sent it in because he was so eager to ask a question.
Hi Danko, Linda here. We met 2 years ago on Sweden Rock when you signed your DVD, and well, yeah, you signed my arm as well. I couldn't make it to the show tonight because I'm going to Gran Canaries in the morning, very early. So when I got the opportunity to ask you a question via video, I couldn't say no, of course. Mattias probably covers all the musical questions and all that, so I have a question from a woman's perspective, you can say. I've noticed that every time you're on stage or in a video, your tongue gets possessed. Got a whole new life, a whole own life. How did that start? Did it just come naturally, or is it what? Anyway, I hope Mattias is nice to you and not too embarrassing, or well, whatever. Catch you next show, hopefully. Cheers.
Have fun in the Gran Canaries.
I do remember her, actually.
She's got your name on her arm forever.
Oh, really? She tattooed
it? Yeah, she tattooed it. Yeah, that's why I said look closely in the beginning.
Oh,
you can't take instructions, man?
No, I can't. I forget.
Should we tell everybody about the tongue thing? Should I tell them?
What's that?
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. It's like
it's Miley Cyrus.
Everybody who says Miley Cyrus, it's like, have you not heard of a band called Kiss? There's like a guy named Gene Simmons who's been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah.
Except until Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, and then everyone goes, "Oh, you're doing a Miley Cyrus thing." It was a loose tribute to Gene, but it wasn't meant to be that way. It was only we were supposed to do we did a photo shoot for Kerrang! Magazine in 2002 because we were playing Ozfest, and so we were getting a 1-page full in Kerrang! Magazine, and I grew up like thinking Kerrang! Magazine was like the coolest magazine around because you could only get it at a certain store, and it was really well written, well put together, at least back when I was a kid. So getting to be in the pages of Kerrang! After all those years was a real thrill for me. But they wanted us to, because we were in Toronto, they wanted us to do a very specific photo shoot, which is light a guitar on fire, and they wanted us to do it with a very specific photographer who's Gene
Ambo.
Gene Ambo, who's quite a character unto himself. Yeah. And we were able to light a guitar on fire indoors. Don't ask us how we did it, but
it was at a wood shop too.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Totally safe.
through Vail.
Yeah.
Vail hooked that stuff up. My other roommate hooked all that stuff up.
Roommates.
Yeah, they come in handy. Anyways, so Gene took hundreds of photos that day, and there was only at one point where I had my arms like this and the guitar was on fire, where I stuck my tongue out because I thought I felt like Gene Simmons. It was something Gene would do, and I was just doing it as a goof. But, of course, that's the photo that they end up using. I didn't stick my tongue out for most of for practically the entire shoot, except for just this one point. I remember just doing it. They used that photograph, and then we played Ozfest at Donington Park, and people, including Robert Trujillo from Metallica, that's how I met him, were coming up asking me about the tongue, and I thought it was a goof, like it was just a joke. It wasn't anything big. But then I realized with the amount of people asking me about it that I guess I have a long tongue. I mean, people were asking me about it, so I just started doing it more, and then over the years, that's 2002, so it's kind of become a habit. But whatever. It is what it is. It was never intended to be like I want to be like Gene Simmons. It was just this thing that happened at a photo shoot, and that's what got printed. And then I saw like the response, and I'm like, well, I guess I got a tongue like Gene. Like I never really thought much about it. It was just a goof.
There's still a little boy in there.
Like
Gene Simmons.
Well, shit. I mean, you got a guitar on fire in front of you. You're in the center, and you've got your arms like this, like a bat. That's when I was like, that's when I stuck it out. I wasn't gonna stick it out when it's just standing. You're just standing for a group shot behind a brick wall.
That was so.
That's dumb. So there has to be some sort of context.
Yeah.
And so over the years, just people have like gone, oh, you got this. So when people see the cover of the book, and who've never seen us live or who don't know anything about us, they think it's either a Gene Simmons thing or more recently a Miley Cyrus thing. But that's really the whole story of the whole tongue thing. I had no idea of anything else other than that. So that's that story about the tongue. So that's to answer her question, why do I stick it out? Now it's just become a habit. And to be honest with you, I don't stick it out as much because there's been times where we've played shows and I'm just like, fuck, I just kept sticking my tongue out for the whole show. It was ridiculous. It was just...
It's like Ronnie James Dio became kind of careful with the horns.
Yeah, kind of.
He chose not to the later years to do it just once or twice a show.
Well, it just becomes
it just became more powerful then.
A crutch. It just becomes like a more of a kind of a crutch that you do when you're in between singing and you got nothing else to do with yourself. Is to knee jerk into, well, in my case I guess it was a tongue thing, but so I curb all that when I start to realize and become aware that you're just leaning on this kind of this little device you've kind of fashioned for yourself. I kind of pull back. So I do it every now and then, but I don't do it as much, especially on this tour. I haven't been doing it at all.
Don't look at me, man. I don't look.
Yeah,
I look away. I look away, man.
Yeah, but it's really simply like that. It has nothing to do with, loosely attribute to Gene, but really, it's just
enough with the excuses now, Danko. Enough. We've heard enough. Now we've only got one thing left. Since the show is called the Bullseye Talk Show, we got to play darts.
Oh, wow.
And I've got some really nice prizes for you, so I really hope you win. I'm in the game too, so if I win, I get the prize.
Okay, we get one each?
One each, one throw each.
Oh,
where do we sit down, or
can I do it from here?
Come up here,
I'm
guys.
tired.
Okay, who wants to start with the new wave of British heavy metal dart?
Very strong.
I didn't know a Union Jack.
He missed.
All right,
you go.
Okay.
At least hit the thing. Oh, yeah.
I got 10 points.
You get one more. You can't miss. You can't go away from the Bullseye Talk Show.
Hey, don't get too close there. I'm going to miss again.
Who are you, man? Once more.
Oh, really?
You managed to nail the floor, but you couldn't hit the...
Nail the Billy Joel looking.
Fucking hell. Here, give me another one.
Great. Finally. Oh, it was about to get embarrassing there.
Yeah, it started. It's totally embarrassing.
En stor applåd för JC och Danko Jones. John Calabrese.
Oh, you got
Thanks,
flowers?
guys. Thanks, guys. You get the prizes anyway. Since you're so much in Sweden, this is a book kind of like a dictionary, but it's for Swedish toddlers. But you have come a bit further. But for you, Danko,
yes.
Here's
that's cool.
Yeah, roddare. It's called like the roadie. Yeah, gura. It's like guitar.
Right.
So you can practice some.
Right.
Here you go.
Thanks.
That's
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming to the show. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having
us.
Thanks a lot.
Do we go?
Yeah, you can go now. You can go now.
This is when we leave? Okay.
Tack så hemskt mycket för att ni kom till Bullseye Talk Show.
Thanks, guys.